do a little query search there, you see it says Patreon on top of the page. Patreon is a company that takes payments from people to give to creators on YouTube or buy products or stuff. I want you to just look at this. Now, it kind of caught my attention because I noticed that I had a Patreon account, didn't really use it much, and it was for when I create diagrams and other stuff for wind turbines and solar panel layouts and how to build tracking systems and all that. And, you know, I made a little bit off of it, but all of a sudden, because I did a post that came from 7 of the biggest solar power companies of what states were buying the most solar and wind products, because I did this post that stated that according to them, according to Patreon, I guess, they didn't like my post. So they like, I don't know if it's suspend or ban, I don't know what I got, but I mean, I just closed my account. So I went and looked up more information, and this is, you know, protected by the Millennium Act. This is public stuff. So, but I want you to look here. I'm going to show you a little video here on how you can go around it. You don't need Patreon. You don't need a lot of companies, PayPal's, all that. You don't need it. I'm going to show you what I use. All right, let me get to this video right here. I want to show y'all something here. I see this thing going on all over the internet, and I'm not a big fan of a lot of these guys, but I see something that takes a major issue right here. Patreon takes a major hit after banning Sargon of Akkad. Well, honestly, I never knew Sargon of Akkad or anybody in this realm. I'm pretty much non-related to any of that stuff, but I'm sorry, my camera's moving around a little bit because I'm trying not to get any copyright hits. So if you look over here, there's a whole bunch of stuff comes up, and I'm going to pause this and show you a few other ones here. All right, now this is another guy. I actually like this guy. He's kind of funny. PayPal deplatforms, subscribe stars to platforms. And another guy who deplatforms Patreon. Now, from what I'm seeing, is Patreon is attacking people on the left and on the right and all kinds of different political, because they don't play along, I guess you'd call it. You know, so more of this tech controls over everything. This guy's name is Sticks, and I kind of like him a little bit. So, more funny than factual. I don't know. I really like him, just like his attitude. So, let me go to another one here. And y'all going to see where I'm going with this stuff, okay? All right, now here's another guy here. This here, the Dave Rubin guy, I kind of like him a little bit. The Peterson, I don't know much about him. But it's the Rubin report on the internet. Same thing, Patreon. It seems like this company, Patreon, who I used for a little while, and I was using it for part of my Traveling Winnebago's thing. It's not even up right now because of them. And so I figured, okay, well, I'm going to study up a little bit on it. And looking for the terms, Patreon. It seems to be they're a company that takes banking. But I'm going to show you guys something. Y'all don't need to use Patreon or PayPal's or any of these, any of them. And let me show you why here. This is what I figured out, because I get money sent to me all the time for stuff that I build, and I hope that focus is in there, but they seem to be a huge problem here.
Well, Dave and I are here today to talk about Patreon. And
yeah. So that's one of the things here. So let me go further here. What I use is a company called Netspend. And I don't understand, I don't see this anywhere on the banking system. So let me get out of that there. I don't need to have my password here given to people. Now, Netspend, they have something here that is different. Okay, and I don't care if y'all see this. All right, it says receive money from friends, family, or anyone with a Flash Pay powered account. Now, that's my Flash Pay ID. I don't care if you know that, because you can't do nothing else with it. But if I post it, you can go to your Netspend account, and Medibank is the company. Medibank's been around for a long time, and they use this system. It doesn't cost nothing. Like Patreon takes a big chunk of your cash. Medibank don't do nothing. They charge you a $5 fee per month for anything you do on your account. That's it, flat, nothing else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this kind of information below my video. And I'm not attacking Patreon, or I'm not mad at Patreon or anything like that. You know, they're just another one of these quasi-communist organizations that, you know, they've got Antifa and they've got ISIS and they've got, God, I mean, some really sick stuff on there that they fund. But if you put something on there like, you know, hey, we don't like, you know, somebody by their name or by whatever, they'll attack you. And I'll put a link to this one Rubin thing here. Let me jump up here again. Up here to this Rubin report thing. And you can go in there and see, I'm going to put his link to his video, and you can go in there and see what they're talking about. And I'll put a link to these other videos, but it's getting big, what's going on. So they hit me for a little bit because I use Patreon for, like I said, for some of the stuff I build up. But all kinds of things you can do online would blow your mind. And I've been with this bank for 13 years, and I've never had a problem. Not once have I had a problem. I had problems with Wells Fargo. Man, they cost me thousands of dollars. I had problems with the local bank, cost me a few $1,000s. When they screw up, you pay. Y'all know that when it comes to banks. So when it comes to Patreon, which I will no longer ever use again, and other pay-like services, and I seen this Subscribe Star. Let me jump over here right quick. All right, now this guy Peterson, which, like I said, I don't know him, but he's a public figure. So
and that Patreon hasn't responded well to this.
I want you to look.
Jack Conte came into my studio in my home and said, he said a phrase that I had never heard before. Maybe you had heard it before. Manifest observable behavior. So you had never even heard that phrase before, right? I thought maybe this was just something that went past me. Okay, now of course, manifest observable behavior, M-O-B, mob. You can't make that up. I mean, there's a real.
All right, now I don't want to bore my viewers, but what we're talking about here is we're talking about people receiving money, you know, uploaders. I don't do much of that, but let me go to their process. I'm going to get out of this right quick and just show you their top page here. Okay, there's Netspend. Okay, now this is Netspend. Manage your money with Netspend prepaid. It's a bank, but it's not like PayPal. See, PayPal's not a bank, so they don't claim to be a bank, but they're not legally a bank, even though they could be sued as one. So what you got here is you got Netspend, which means that you can do all kinds of stuff like this company here, and you can receive money. So if I've got a video channel, which I do, and I put down my Netspend link, Flash Pay, and you've got a Netspend, which is numerous different card holders at different places like Target and Walmart and all that, and these are very competent companies. You can send money back and forth to people like you do on PayPal, but at no cost. It doesn't cost you anything. It's like if I have a Netspend account right here, and I want to send $500 to someone, I just put in $500, my phone number, and boom, they get it. They don't get my account information or none of that stuff. What they do is they just get the money. No questions asked. And so if I've got a creator like Rubin there, or which I don't, or there's another one, Tim. There's another one, Tim something here. This guy Tim, I could send him hundreds of dollars, and you know, to fund what he does. I don't know much about him. I subscribed to him today, so I can see what's going on with this, but I don't see much about it. And he's apparently, I don't know if sorry about my jumping around there. I don't know if he's a conservative or what he is. It doesn't sound like one. Doesn't sound like a leftist either. He kind of sounds like middle of the road.
People said, well, you know, Lawrence Arthur did go into the Mediterranean and do that activist kind of stuff, so it's a tough spot.
So I mean, you know, he just kind of, it's a news lecture thing, whatever. But I'm giving you guys a little information here about if you have Patreon and you're wondering like, man, I feel like people ought to be sending me more, or ought to be getting more, or something ain't right. Well, I want you to check this out. I'm going to put the links and all that information below my video. And this ain't political, this ain't whatever. This is just, I'm seeing that they're deplatforming people for no reason. And I'll put that other link to that original interview that Ruben did with the guy that owns Patreon or runs it or whatever. And it's not my style of videos, and you guys know that, but it should be something we know about. And because if you're trying to get you a view channel started or whatever, man, don't get burned. Because apparently that Sargon or whatever, Akkad, that guy got burned thousands of dollars. And the viewers that viewed his channel, they got burned. I don't care what side of the world they're on, but that's just not right. So figured I'd show you this. Look for those links below the video, and I'm going to hook you guys up with that information. All right, thanks.